Hello everyone, and welcome to another custom progress video. I'm your host, Roz13, and today we are finishing up my GM Sniper 2. And I'm really excited, and I gotta show you something first. So, let's go. I'm very pleased with myself. So, as you can see, we now have a star on the shoulder. So we can go ahead and just sort of slide that into place. And there we go. It's not 100% perfect, but I'm pretty happy with it. And I'm going to be doing some weathering on this to clean that up a little bit, as it were, or hide the crimes, as Adam Savage would say. And yeah, so this thing is almost done. I just need to do a little bit more weathering, some chipping, a little bit of dry brushing and stuff like that. I'm really happy with how this is looking so far. And once that is done, we're also going to go ahead and start trying to do a little bit of diorama-ing. We're going to try to make a base for this thing to stand on that's going to look like a rocky surface. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this stuff. Just block of styrofoam that I got from the store. It's not the ideal stuff to use, but I think I'll be able to make do. Of course, I've never actually done anything like this before, so this is all new territory for me. I have a general idea of how it should all work, and really the best thing that's going to be for me is just go at it and see what happens. Worst comes to worst, I will still have this guy all done and complete and can submit it by itself. So it's not like I'm going to hurt the figure by having a bad diorama piece, because that thing still can exist. So yeah, what I'm gonna do is probably chop this in half at the very least, and take the other chunks, cut those into pieces, glue them on top, carve them down, and paint everything, and see where it goes from there. I'll probably start with some spray paint, because I have a couple of shades of brown thanks to well, thanks to the Ghostbusters project. And I also know I have various shades of brown paint and craft paint and stuff like that that I can use for some weathering and wash techniques and stuff like that. So I think the only thing I don't really have is anything to use as like shrubbery or a brush or something like that, which is a shame, because I would love to have some of that stuff, but I'd have to get some 1/100 scale stuff, otherwise it's going to look kind of weird. And that's a shame, because I would really love to put some cactus in here. We'll figure that out. I have a couple other ideas, but we'll just have to see where it goes. So let's get started. Alright, and after some work, this is what I got. So as I said, I cut this big styrofoam block in half, roughly, and then I cut chunks out of it, glued, and used toothpicks to kind of secure them, and then I just started carving away, even in some places pushing bits of styrofoam, which I got a little pile of now, onto it. And then the surface, I went ahead and sort of gouged out a line so it's like a dry creek bed maybe, as well as did some other things to sort of roughen up the surface a little bit. And I'm pretty happy with how this looks, considering I literally have never done anything like this before. So the next step, after maybe doing a few more tweaks here and there, is painting. And I'm hoping that will help cover up the surface, maybe cover up the pores a little bit. We'll just have to see. And go from there. I have a couple ideas on how I'm going to pose the kit on top of this thing, and we'll probably end up just taking pictures of all those ideas, just depending on how things go. So, yeah. Onward! And here it is. And I gotta say, it looks pretty good, I think. Especially considering I don't really know what I'm doing. This is my first time ever doing anything like this. So what I've done is I've taken the styrofoam setup that I've done, and I spray painted it with, I believe, 3 different shades of brown spray paint. And it came out a little bit darker than anticipated, but that's just because the shades of brown I have were a little bit darker than I was thinking. But I tried doing a little bit of kind of quasi shading effects on here, and it's not too bad. I am going to go in with some model paints to further add some detail and weathering and stuff like that. Maybe try to imply some little tufts of grass or scrub or something like that. But yeah, I am pretty happy with how this came out. I should also mention that I've gone ahead and fully installed the shoulder and done up the weathering and chipping effects on there. I guess I should also mention that the star was done by basically printing out a star the right size, putting it on painter's tape, cutting that out, putting it on the white surface, and then spray painting the blue around it. Special thanks to Joey Ganoda for helping me with that. And yeah, I am super pleased with this, and I can't wait to see how it's going to finish all out. So let's get to that. Alright, so I have details painted on. So like I said, I painted on little bits of green for like grass and scrub. I originally was intending the yellow to be like dried grass or something, but then I realized it kind of came off like maybe there was wildflowers there or something. So I went with it. I liked how it looked. I'm particularly fond of like the blast marks and stuff that I have on here, because I like the idea that this is part of like a battlefield of some sort. And so something I'd always intended was that this gouge here was from basically like a stray blast mark or something. Kind of same over here. And yeah, I'm really happy with it. So next step is I'm going to add a minifig, little standing figure thing. And I was thinking of using this. This is a little standing pilot figure from my Master Grade GM. Not this one, the original Master Grade GM. I don't think you kind of really shown that off much. And I was really thinking about using this, but the guy is in a full pilot suit. And the idea is that this is in the desert. And really, I don't think anybody would be staying in that for very long. And then I remembered I have the Master Grade H2 Magnum, which has this pilot figure in it. So I think I may use this and just change up the colors on him to make him the character for this thing. So we will give that a shot. I'm not a person that has painted these things before, so I'm a little bit nervous. But we'll see what happens. Worst comes to worst, I don't use it. So, once again, let's get started. And here he is. And I gotta say, considering I have never painted a pilot fig before, I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. It's hard for this thing to focus on it, but yeah, he came out pretty good. Especially considering his jacket wasn't 100% supposed to look like a Federation jacket, but I was able to get the color applications on there to make it look like a Federation jacket. Let's see if I can turn him around. Come on, there we go. So it even has that little dip in the back there. So yeah, that came out pretty cool, and I'm really happy. And then let's refocus. I've gone ahead and hit everything with a matte top coat, and that added the last bit that I really wanted. Because remember how I said I kind of wanted this thing to feel like it's been, you know, out in the desert sun for a while? After putting that top coat on there, that solidified everything. So it looks really cool, and I am super happy. So now all that's left is for me to take photos and then do the eventual full custom corner video for this. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun YouTube stuff. And yeah, I'll see you next time you invade my shelf space.